Well, let's change gears now and talk sport. It's a World Cup year for football, and the game's authorities hope to show off a glitzy tournament in Qatar at the end of the year. But once again, the sport has made headlines for reasons they'd really rather not talk about. The former heads of FIFA and UEFA, the game's global and European governing bodies, face trial today over suspected fraudulent payments. Sports reporter Andrew Lindsay is joining us from the UK to talk more about this. Andrew, thanks so much for joining us. Tell us more about this trial today that's taking place.
Well, it's the culmination of a case that began in 2015 when Swiss prosecutors opened criminal proceedings against Sepp Blatter before the police raided the FIFA headquarters in Zurich. And it dates back to a case of 2 million Swiss francs plus about 10% in social security contributions, so just over €2 million. And the prosecutors say that this was made without a legal basis and that it unlawfully enriched his colleague, Michel Platini. So officially, this was for consultancy work carried out by Platini between, and this is important, 1998 and 2002. The invoice was put in 2011. Blatter signed it off. Now, under Swiss law, you get a maximum of 5 years. So Blatter, at that point, he'd just secured his 5th term as president. That was a record. He stood down. The plan was for Platini to succeed him. That ended. Both men eventually then banned from football by FIFA's ethics committee. So they are accused. Blatter is accused of fraud, embezzlement, unfaithful business management, and forging a document. He says he's optimistic about proceedings, and like Platini, Anke, he denies all charges. Those against the Frenchman include fraud and being an accomplice to embezzlement. He says the accusations are unfair, unfounded, and all part of a plot to deny him the FIFA presidency he was seeking.
So, Andrew, what exactly is at stake for Sepp Blatter and Michel Platini in this trial?
There's a significant risk, really. If found guilty, the likelihood is a very substantial fine. The worst case scenario for both men is 5 years in prison. Now, more globally, the game's reputation can hardly be improved by this. Blatter has further worries himself, though, on a personal level. At some point to be determined, he also faces separate criminal proceedings related to the authorization of $1 million to Trinidad and Tobago in 2010 into the control of the then FIFA vice president, his vice president, Jack Warner. And aside from that, Blatter's not a well man. He underwent heart surgery in December 2020, spending a week in an induced coma. So it's going to be a dramatic 11 days, really, in Bellinzona in the south of Switzerland. That ends in a fortnight today. The proceedings, we can expect a verdict on the 8th of July.